What up? Welcome back to the pod. Y'all are here just checking in with two of your favorite people, everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Don Don. I'm joined by I was about to give you something, but I'm gonna be nice today. My good brother Qualls, aka
It's the beanie, ain't it? It's the beanie.
was the color combination. I was gonna say that I was joined by 1911 Cam Newton. Well, I said it anyway, so there you go.
1911 Cam Newton is hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like RQQ is gonna be somewhere behind you.
Aren't we? Just because of the gold? You know this is blue in the shirt and not purple.
Well, it looks purple from here.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Valid. 'Cause that's why you said 1911. I was like, that's not the year. I was
Well,
like,
if that's blue, then Egypt then shit.
all right.
Anyway, welcome back to the podcast. We are here having a good conversation after having a terrible week. Um, so yeah, well, I know what my week was shitty, but why was yours?
It just felt long this week, and the weather was, oh my God, I'm a Midwesterner. So I'm pretty used to frigid conditions. Okay. But they took it up, or should I say took it down a notch this week with these below single digits, but like negative back to back to back. Like we didn't get a warm day until today. Like this has been cold all week. But no, like being cold and still having to go to work. We had one remote day where university shut down, but nonetheless, it was really just that. And it was a long week. I don't know. I think it's just kind of this weird time in February. Like you have Valentine's Day and you have the Super Bowl, and after that, it's like ain't really nothing happening now until Easter. I don't know. So we just kind of in a lull period. But yeah, it just felt like a long week for sure. But but
Shout
yeah.
out to global warming. I feel that. Um, for those that don't know already by now, while Uncle Don Don, the person, is still in existence, live and living color, at Uncle Don underscore Don on Instagram is no more. I was hacked a week ago. Somebody was trying to sell y'all some shit about crypto, using pictures of me on the beach. Then it turned into people trying to get votes for me to host some show that is not true. None of that is me. I've been locked out of my account. Instagram no longer exists. So if you still follow at Uncle Don underscore Don, delete it. I don't even think the page is up there anymore. I tried to get the page suspended. Instagram has the worst Instagram has the worst actual security I've ever seen in my life. I've sent so many notifications to them. They have not responded to me. They even have a thing where you can go and verify your identity with a video selfie to compare it to the stuff that is on your page. I sent two videos of guess what? My face attached to my body. And they said, nah, that ain't you. So I don't have Instagram anymore. Sucks to suck. That is the end of an era. I've had that handle since the beginning of time. And I've been dealing with a whole lot. It feels like a very bad breakup. Will I go back to Instagram? I don't know. I need to heal. So
It's so funny because boy called me before this, and I told him we was recording, and he was like, "Just tell that man to make another Instagram account." And I said, "I don't know. I don't. I think it's a hard sell. I don't think he really wants to make this Instagram account."
he texted me the other day and said the same thing. He was like, brother, just make another account. And I was like, I'm good. Then he was like, oh, now you can get on TikTok. And I was like, no. He said, let me stop before I piss you off. I'm like, thank you. Because one text message away from me putting a 24-hour hold on you.
but um, but nonetheless, today we still are in very much still in Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. Because how did I know? But one thing we didn't talk about yet is the black card. This famous black card that we be taking and giving to people, even though none of us really have the jurisdiction. But to you, like, what is this? what defines this black card? Like how does one either innately have it or what does one have to show to have it in question whether they have it or not or have it taken away?
If you look up black card on like
What?
Google, I feel like the definition would pop up and say black card, noun. You'll see the pronunciation and it will say cultural passport given from one black community member to another to verify that we all grew up the same way. That's the black card for me. So from TV shows, from music to how our parents and grandparents had their living room set up with all that damn plastic on the furniture to cut the back of your thighs in the summertime. Those are all things that will grant you a black card. And it's this proverbial card that just pops up in your pocket one day. And
Yeah,
you can't lose it, but you can be on probation from it.
this is true. Did you say us Google?
I did.
Nigga, ain't that just Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, but I ain't want to get into business, you know?
Okay, so us Google says an imaginary card that all black people are born with and that mixed people have to earn
I'm
is constantly under threat of being revoked if said black person does not act black enough or in proper black ways. So basically, what
my
you
definition ain't too far off. I like
yeah
mine better, which is why
yeah I like yours better too.
I
I like
like
yours better too. Yeah. But yeah, it's so funny because I don't know. I don't think mine has ever really been truly in question. But I think, certain movies, certain foods, I don't know, certain activities, I guess, like spades, like not knowing how to play spades can get the card. You might be on probation. Certain movies, which apparently that there's one that you just you just got on probation.
Yeah, Spades was one. I did not have my black card until college, apparently, because being black in Chicago, I just never played spades, and it was like the end of the world for people. And then I hate to say this, but I didn't see ATL until I was in my 30s.
Okay. Now,
Like, and you know what I hate when people say, "Oh, I haven't seen fill in the blank," and they like, "You haven't seen it?" I'm like, "No." So you mean you didn't see? And then they like describe a scene. Oh yeah, that's right. I did see that scene. No, dumbass. I'm telling you, I've never seen the movie, and you repeating it to me is not going to like download it in my head. I ain't never seen it. Well, until I was in my 30s.
so well, did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Was it good? I think that's the thing. Like, if you didn't watch certain movies when they came out, like they hit at that particular time, whether it be because of our age or what. So seeing it later, it just might not have the same like if I was watching ATL for the first time now, like it probably wouldn't hit me the way it did like watching it like as when I watched it as I was a teenager by then. When I actually was able to watch it because it came out earlier than that. But nonetheless, this all was sparked by a debate that some of y'all might have seen on social media. But between ATL, Drumline, Stump the Yard, and You Got Served, there was this whole debate about the ranking of these four movies, which is how we got to learning that Donald saw one of them more recently. But now that you've seen them all, what's your take? What's your thought? What's your order for the movies?
My number one is Drumline. I thought I liked the movie when I first saw it, but I did just recently watch Drumline. And it's a good movie. It's not just one of them like, oh, I watched growing up or whatever. It's actually a legitimately good movie.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I have no complaints other than like I hate when they do all the corny like college black Greek shit in these movies. And you know how they was going to these house parties and all of a sudden it turns into a step show, which I have gone to a house party that turned into a probate, and I was like, get me the hell out of here. First of all, it's tacky as hell. And if it's your chapter that did it, I'm talking about you. But that is a good movie. I would have to put that at the top, and I would have to maybe put You Got Served at the last. It just B2K's. It was at the height of B2K's career, so I support that. But if it wasn't B2K, It's just some corny ass dance movie that I could do without.
Yeah, I would say I agree. I think Drumline. I'm not mad at Drumline being number one. I don't think Drumline is probably well, You Got Served is probably still like my potentially my favorite movie. It's more memorable because of like certain scenes and stuff.
I
Uh,
give you.
if we're talking how good of a movie it actually is, outside of it just being a black movie, I would say that it's probably four. Because while there's a decent like storyline and narrative, I just don't think it's better than the other three. I do think that Stump the Yard is obviously being Greek. There's a different lens on it now,
Yeah,
but it's just not. It might be one of the more realistic depictions considering all the other Greek movies that are out there.
I
Like
give you.
obviously there are some, things where it's like, okay, but uh I still think that Drumline and ATL have the best, like they're realistic movies, but then they also have like an actual storyline within the movie that makes it like you're attached not just because it's this black movie that you're supposed to watch. So like it's more relatable. So uh, I think a lot of people put ATL above Drumline. I think people will switch the two unless you got some diehards for You Got Served. I don't think I've seen anybody put Stump the Yard as number one. but, but yeah, I could agree with Drumline, ATL, Stump the Yard, and You Got Served.
Hmm.
If you flip the first two, I'm not mad at that either. But yeah.
And the good thing about like cult classics, especially in if we talking having black hearts and in the black community, like they have so many quotables that you can go to and just identify that movie by that, or if you have a picture or a meme or something, or you can even incorporate something into a conversation. You know, where you about to go? My daddy house. Like, like you could just throw little things in there and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you
look,
don't, I'm taking your black card. I'm at least putting you on probation.
look, you got a running joke from a cult classic, for one of our dear brothers. You probably was behind it, firing somebody on their day off.
I
Still
did
box.
not. I did not fire him on his day off for stealing boxes. I fired our good brother, who I'm not going to reveal a name because he wasn't doing his damn job at the time. But another brother who was not involved started a rumor years ago that I fired him on his day off for stealing boxes.
You got a history of firing brothers, don't you?
Yeah, and brothers also have a history of not doing their damn job.
Fair.
So,
Legendary moment from a legendary time. If you know, you know. But the shambles that people were in that
I
day.
think I fired six, maybe seven bros. So, I don't believe in that nepotism shit. We got stuff to do. Where's the bottom line? If not, your bottom is out. Okay.
You said you're not skating with me. This ain't gonna work. You're not skating just because we both black.
But you said can't skate up a hill. Uh-uh.
I'm crying. No, that's that's extremely real. But yeah, I'll say an underrated cult classic though. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't hear enough people talk about it. If we're talking about cult classics, Harlem Nights is one of my favorite movies,
It is.
and it
It,
has so many quotables that that and
Della,
life. That and
Della alone for me.
Delarice alone definitely stole the show. And life is great. I might watch Life today. Like life is a great time. But yeah, you got any cult classics you feel are underrated?
Underrated. I don't know. I won't necessarily say underrated, but I feel like one that gets skipped over sometimes is Coming to America.
Really? Think it's getting skipped over?
I do. I do. And I don't know. I don't know why. I think maybe because people gravitate to, excuse me. I'm also a little under the weather, so I'm Evander Holyfield. I'm fighting for my life. Just give me a second. I think that there are other movies people immediately gravitate towards when you say like that black cult classic. And Coming to America will always be in the rotation, but it might not be the first one that they say. You would get the Fridays, you would get depending how urban we going, like Belly
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. But I don't know. Coming to America was a top one for me always.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie Murphy during that run is pretty unmatched. I'm not gonna lie. His that string of 90s for him, yeah, he was in his bag. He was in his bag. But that also brings me to a different genre of movies, black love movies, the black rom-com section of Blockbuster. But that's what I look like I work for. This is the YN that works at Blockbuster. That's what I look like. I feel like.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. We got
And I look like I just got hired at Hollywood Video.
that. Clearly we work in cinema, or
Mhm.
at least media distribution. But there was a ranking that went out around Valentine's Day, which makes sense with the Black Love films. But they ranked 14 Black Love movies, and I want to see if we agree. So at 14, they have Just Right. Do you remember the movie Just Right?
Queen
Com-
Latifah in Common.
Mhm. Uh, Good
That's
movie.
that's a solid movie.
Good movie. Real good movie. At 13, Deliver Us from Evil.
You know what? Hot take. I have not really been a Gabrielle Union fan. I think she
At
is a
all?
I think she is a beautiful black woman. I think she has made an amazing career for herself. But outside of Bring It On, I'll give you Deliver Us from Evil. But after those two movies, I also didn't watch Being Mary Jane, so don't beat my ass for that. But um, Gabrielle Union is doing what Michael B. Jordan did. Found a little niche of movies to get into and just drill into that bag. And I'm not mad at it. I just hot take, I wouldn't put them at the top of my list.
More interessante. More interessante. What I will say though, that new Michael B. Jordan movie does look good and looks like he's getting out his pocket a little bit. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it. It's called Sinners. Uh, it comes out in
Oh,
April.
is that the Black Vampire movie with
Mhm.
Ryan Coogler? Yeah.
Yes.
I did not see the preview, but I will watch it. So, shout out for them for having a career because I mean it's not like I'm getting picked for these roles. Somebody got to do it. But Deliver Us from Eva, I will give you that as a quality movie as well.
Okay. Yes, they have that at 13. At 12, they have Moonlight.
That was a great movie though. This list has got to be good if they put Moonlight at 12.
I also think it might this might be some nostalgia bias as to why it falls so low. But as a love movie and as a modern love movie, given the story they tell, it I could definitely see it being ranked higher.
Oh, I forgot that fast that was a category we was under. Okay. Let me listen and not talk.
Okay. At 11, they have Beyond the Lights.
I did not see it.
Okay. I mean, it didn't I don't think it had a good commercial push, but it's a good love story. I
Wasn't she like a singer or something? Maybe I did see it. Actually, I did. I can see the cover art, or yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
yeah. So I probably would have put Moonlight over this, to be honest.
yeah.
Just saying. But still a good movie, nonetheless. I'm not, it belongs in the list. At 10, Jason's Lyric.
Okay, that's a solid top 10.
Yeah, that's 10. That's 10. I'm not mad at that. I didn't watch that movie for the first time until college.
That makes sense for you though. You would have been young when it came out.
Yeah, and I don't think that ain't nothing moms just had laying around the house. I don't. She had some of the other classics, like she had Friday, she had Boys in the Hood, but Jason's Lyrics was a bit. I don't think that was my speed of movie
I'm
time.
I'm sure you was at church somewhere by the time that came out, so that makes sense.
Absolutely. Oh, this first of all, this is personal bias for me. They have The Wood at number 9.
Really?
Yeah, that has to be low.
Hey, wait, this is Black Love rom-com. That should be higher though.
Black love movies ranked is what it's, black. I'm calling them rom coms, but black
Yeah.
love movies basically. Wood should definitely be higher than nine.
Yeah.
Definitely, but we'll see. Think Like a Man is at eight. While I do like the first movie, I definitely don't have it over the Wood though.
No. I'm thinking like a man, and I would put it a little lower on the list, if I'm being honest.
Is Think Like a Man better than Moonlight?
Ooh, that's almost apples and oranges because it's two different, it's coming
Yeah,
from two different ways.
yeah. Number seven, If Bill Street Could Talk.
Do you know I'd never seen that?
It's a good watch. I only watched it one time. It's a tough watch in a way, a little
I
bit.
feel like it's one of those one-time watches. I've not gotten myself to do it. I heard good things about it.
Oh, it's a great movie. I think seven is it's in there. It's in that range, like right outside the top five, but it's right there. Right.
Okay.
Uh, hmm. Love and Basketball at six.
That sounds about right. I figured it would break top five.
I thought it would break top five, but I could see it falling out the top five depending on the other movies.
Love and basketball made me wish I was coordinated enough to play basketball and fall in love on the court with somebody from the other team or something like that. Like that whole little love story in the when they was like flirting, playing fake basketball in the bedroom. I was just like, damn, that's how you get a date to prom.
That, it is how you get a date to prom. When I first saw the movie, I thought that's what my life was going to be like. I truly did. Never happened. It's fine. But when I first saw the movie, I was like, that looked like something that makes sense for me. God had other plans. Um, but number five is Boomerang.
Oh, I didn't even think about Boomerang. Okay.
Five is Boomerang. We'll see what the other four are. I'm not mad at it there right now. But Boomerang is kind of like up there with the Wood for me personally. So
Hmm.
I would have it higher. But Poetic Justice is number four.
That tracks.
I ain't gonna argue somebody down about it. It's good. The Best Man is three.
I would definitely have that higher than the Wood.
Yes,
The Wood, I think, is personal for me, but Best Man objectively is definitely high on this list.
absolutely, absolutely. At two, Brown Sugar.
That is my number one. That was supposed to be my life. God knew I wasn't coordinated to be on the court, so he said, "You like music. Let's have you fall in love with hip hop and find the love of your life." That's what it was supposed to be. I was supposed to be an A&R exec. I just all of it. And quotables, what? Richard Lawson. My divorce. Like that was that was supposed to be my life.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Top
so
to bottom.
okay. So they have Love Jones at number one.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. I think one and two could easily be. I think you can flip them if you wanted to, and I don't think too many people would really be upset. But I would. I think in terms of like story. Now, Brown Sugar has a way better to me story and like construction than Love Jones does. I think maybe the pacing is just better if I'm thinking of it from a movie perspective. But I think Love Jones is just that nostalgia. It's that idea of like, I don't know, it's the whole poetry aspect. It's just the 90s feel of the movie. Like it's all the different type of things. But I don't know how do we dislike the list at all? Is there anything that you would move up and switch around?
I don't dislike the list at all. I would move some stuff around. I wonder, survey says how many people, put this list together. Because if we coming from like the 90s, like the millennial perspective, a lot of it is true. I would be surprised that Boomerang was as high as it was. I would be surprised that um Deliver Us from Evil was even on the list.
I'm a bit surprised that it made the list.
Yeah. I
I don't think
appreciate
it would be 10. I don't think it would be in the top 10. If you were
no.
on a list of 15 and 20, it would be somewhere in that 10. But I
Yeah.
don't think I would have Deliver Us from Eva as a top 10.
No, I wouldn't. Because if that's the case, then where's two can play that game? That's the same in the same thing. And that was back when Vivica A. Fox was in her bag. Okay, she was in that and Soul Food and oh, it's escaping me. What was it with Jamie Foxx, Tamala Jones, Booty Call.
Yep.
Uh
Oh, she was in Booty Call.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Vivica
That's an
Fox,
underrated movie. That's a funny ass movie.
it
Booty
is.
Call is hilarious.
It is. Yeah, so like if we extended it to 20, I could see them making the list. So the fact that of those optional lists, Deliver Us from Evil was the one that put it over the edge.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I honestly think you could move Moonlight into the top 10. I think the ranking gets mm, I wouldn't get too in the weeds of really trying to care about like the difference between 2 and 4. But
Hmm.
moving Moonlight in, even if that means just moving Deliver Us from Eva out, I think that 10, like if Boomerang wasn't in the top 5, I'd be okay, but it should be in the top 10. Same, I feel with The Wood, even if it would be like 8 to 10, I still think it should be there. Um, and a lot of those movies from like the 90s or the early 2000s also have stood the test of time, just from the standpoint of still being, if not relevant, but like memorable, like you said, the quotables. So like a lot of those are also cult classics. So yeah, but yeah, that's that was a good list. I mean, it made sense around Valentine's Day, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
Um, the other topic, in honor of Black History Month, is I forgot what made me think about this exactly. I think I was on the phone with my best friend, but we were talking about struggle meals, and I
Mhm.
started to think about what are the top 5 struggle meals for Black people. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of, I'm a hypocrite because I don't think I'm super familiar with struggle meals. Like I'm more aware of them than I've had them, but
Yeah.
like, I know they exist. So you can lead off and I'll follow the lead on this one.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like we always grew up with having a meat and a side. Like that was the thing. So I don't know if it was a struggle meal. Now, what I will say is we loved us some leftovers. So we was cooking for a soup kitchen for 4 people. So it was just like we're gonna have spaghetti for the next 7 days. And then we're gonna switch it up a little bit and have chili for the next 5. It's the same damn meal. But I say a struggle meal. I did not partake, but noodles. I feel like everybody had a little noodle ready to go.
Just the ramen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that I've never touched ramen growing up.
me neither.
A
But
sandwich, you can't go wrong with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You can say that's a struggle meal. I do it as a snack now, but that was dinner.
we done turned struggle meals into snack.
Right? That's my little high snack. I get fancy now, I get different bread and shit. Yeah, so I would definitely say ramen and a peanut butter jelly sandwich. A struggle meal, I don't know what our other ones would be. I can't think off the top of my head. I got a little brain fog.
Yeah, I mean, I would say ramen for sure. I think finding any random topping to put on bread is basically.
Hot dogs.
Oh yeah,
Don't even need to have a bun, okay? You can boil that sucker. You can slice it in half and put it in a pan and fry it a little bit, and then just fold it over with some bread, because that you at least have bread in the house. So hot dogs is definitely a struggle meal.
but the Easy Mac, the Easy Mac that you put in the microwave for like a minute and a half.
You know, I even take it way back. One of my struggle meals used to be them damn banquet dinners where you warm up everything at one time. You could have your chicken nuggets that's disgusting, the corn, and then that fudge brownie. Oh God.
Terrible. Had to live off those sometimes.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, them the ones that stand out because between those and the leftovers, because if Pops ever barbecued, we knew we had food for the week. And you know what? I usually get to day three. I get day three before I break because
Mm-mm.
ain't no way you made this many ribs, dog. Ain't no like ain't don't this many hot dogs exist. Why is there still so much food in here? Why did
No.
you cook all of this? It's only four of us.
Right. Like why? Why have we stocked up so much? I get it now as an adult. If I had kids, if I had
Oh,
a family, oh, we cooking for 2 weeks. Don't put me in the kitchen at all, okay? We about to freeze everything. You want something to eat, thaw it out. It's cooked already. All you gotta do is warm it up. These homemade TV dinners at this point. But growing up, it's like we got spaghetti again.
it's SpaghettiOs.
Ooh, SpaghettiOs. That's another one.
Yeah. I guess you can't really count cereal as a struggle meal, can you?
You can if you eating it outside of breakfast, and you definitely can if you ain't got no milk. You put a little water in there and make it stretch. Bet you ain't hungry.
And black people definitely eat cereal a lot outside of breakfast time. Hell, that's another hot snack for real. Whole time.
It is. And you know now I do and just eat it dry. I ain't got no chips in the house and I done had a little elevated session. Oh, best believe I'm about to
Where the cereal you just eating out the box like that?
all of them.
All of them. All of them.
It's like it's like great value trail mix a little bit.
That's a crazy way to put it. But I mean, I see the vision.
Listen,
I get
you
it.
got the munchies.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm so weak. Until then, until the next episode, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.